I give you hello, Sebastian? How are you this morning? Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Very happy to see you today. You survived the first day. That's a good sign. And welcome to Work and Study in Liechtenstein. Welcome also to everyone who might be watching us from remotely on quarantine or hasn't been able to catch the flight yet because of Corona. This is my daughter. I have to be standing here, and all the team who will be presenting today is ready there to jump in afterwards. And I think we filled almost all the places here. Otherwise, we would have to wear the masks. Okay, so this is Work and Study in Liechtenstein. We will be covering a few subjects today. As mentioned also yesterday, I chose this picture here because also to mention that we are one of the most industrialized countries in the world today. Until 1945, until after World War II, most of the people in Liechtenstein were working in agriculture, farming. I think nowadays it's only like 2%, including all the people working in forestry. So we had a big change, and now industry is very big, financial services is very big here. That's why you're studying here. After you cross the border, there are all different laws here. So this is the border. This is crossing the Rhine. The Rhine is the natural border between the two countries, Switzerland and Liechtenstein. And then, of course, we're also going to talk about studying and what will be expected from you. So I'd like to introduce to you today everyone who will be presenting. We called it information from students for students, but some of us are not students, although she looks like one. This is Samantha. Hi. Samantha Suck. She works for the Courier Service in Liechtenstein, and she will tell you later on what all the wonderful things she will be doing for you. There is Diana Albanero. She is a former Erasmus student who decided to stay here and is also working here. She's an architecture student, master in architecture. There is Hajer Ben Ghalom. Yeah, Ben Ghalom. This is Arabic. I don't master that accent very well yet, but I'm working on it. Finance student, and she's also working. There is Prab Singh, master student in information systems, also working, and also representing another colleague. They will share the experience. And then last but least, there is Mega. You know her, she's the ESN president, and she's working as a student worker. So we will cover the subject from different experiences of the students and who have gone very different paths and ended up in very different situations. Yes, and Hilde, are you back? No, she's still working. She will also present at the end. All the Erasmus students know her, and we will also be covering the possibility of an Erasmus internship during your studies here. So why do we do this? Why do we do this information session? This is, I don't know if you know this scene. Anybody remembers this scene? From a movie, very famous movie? Lord of the Rings, yes, one of my favorite movies. They are going through the threshold there. You've been crossing a threshold, or you're still on your way crossing the threshold to this new environment here. It's a new university, it's another country, and everything will be different. Once your passport has been stamped, realities are going to be different. So we would like to help you to make this threshold not scary, because everything that's new is a bit, everything foreign is a bit of stressful because you don't know what is expecting you. So we want to help you. The more challenge, the more support you get, the better you master the challenge. I just quickly want to cover the cultural iceberg. Some of you might have had some lectures already on culture, and usually business students have covered that. That the comparison between culture and an iceberg, from the iceberg you see, I think, a ninth, and the rest is covered. Titanic, that was why the Titanic sank, because they only saw the tip and that was below here. Same is with culture, you see the top, you see what we eat, what we wear, music, what we hear, but what's down there, all the things which form what is up on the top is for instance, the history we've gone through, the religion the country has, the media play a very important role. Educational systems are very important in forming our culture and who we are at the end, and our identity. Of course, families, very important. The economics, whether we are from a rich country or a poor country or something in between. So the political systems, of course, are very important. And I think just with the crisis now, with Corona, we see how political systems form us, and close borders again or reopen them, and who is the enemy and who is not, and how we call that virus and so on. So and that has to do how at the end we think, how we behave, and what we are. But so that's why in point of studies we are going to talk a little bit about the learning culture. The students will talk about it. Best practices, how they've been dealing with those differences. Things which are very important at this university. Sorry, I have to go back. No. What is it? How do I go back? Minus? This is minus. No? I go minus. Okay, I go here. Yes, sorry. I wanted to use the pointer. Here it is. Is presentations. Lots of presentations will be asked from you. Group work, oh my God, people will have to do group work with other people you might like or not like. Discussions. This is very German-oriented. Discussions, feedback, arguments. Some cultures, students are not allowed to say anything. Not question the professor. Here you have to question your professors. This might be new. You have to get used to that. So let's go back to work. I just wanted to give you the frame of how much you can work here. You will get a student card, and Caroline, right? Is it Carol? Carol. She showed me she already got her card, her Ausländerpass. What is it? It's not an identity. Yeah, it's an Aufenthaltstitel, yes. It's only exists in German, so I don't even have a word. Do you have a word? Residence? Permit. Yeah, the residence permit. Thank you. It's the residence permit. By the way, this is Sebastian Frommold. He is the man. He is the man who did all these technical things yesterday so that everybody in each room was able to see the presentations, that everything is live, online and live today. He's a fantastic man behind the camera, but he's much better in front of it. So I hope we'll be able to see you also in front sometime. Yes, thank you, Sebastian. So, yes, so coming back to the residence permit, to the card, it will say that you're not allowed to work. that's official, but there have been a lot of negotiations with the immigration office, and what we finally were able to negotiate with them, but which is not official, but it's okay, you can do it, okay? You will not find it, I think, written in any of the laws, but that's what you can do, okay? So students with EU and non-EU passports, you're equal on that level. You are allowed to work 35% during your studies, during your study period, and 100% during semester breaks. And they will be very, I mean, they often ask us, how long does the semester take? And even though maybe your exam is finished on the end of May, and somewhere they will ask us how long that will be. They will get to it. They're very strict, and this is a small country. Someone said you cannot cross the street without being noticed. That's how it is here. That's part of the culture. Everybody knows each other. It's very small, and you're on the radar. So don't break the rules. It can be fatal. So, but you can work 30. He's smiling, right? That's how it is. Okay, so 35%, but also 100% during the semester. Yes. So it depends on your study program. Some, bachelor students, the semester lasts until the end of June. Master students often are done by the end of May. In business, architects, it's like the middle of June. So it depends. And this you will have to make clear with your employer. Yes. So your work permit needs to be applied by your employer. Your employer has to do that. Okay, there is a trick. We had students who had found jobs, and they were accepted, but it was through a employment agency based in Switzerland. And then they said, well, the job was, you got the job through another country, and it was not valid. They couldn't do the job. So better directly another job agency from outside Liechtenstein. Okay, there needs to be a balance. We also recommend you not to work more than 35%. And I will that's for those who are from outside. Because if you live in Switzerland or you live in Austria, Liechtenstein, you can work 100% here because you are not a resident and you don't have a student permit here. You're just a student, you're a border crosser. So you can work 100%. You could, if you are crossing the border. Anybody here who is a border crosser? Yes. So for you, you could work 100%. Because you would then just have you don't have a permit now. So you would have like a border crosser permit, and with that, then you would not be a student, you would be a worker. You would work and study. So that's how it is. But of course, if you are from a non-EU country, you cannot live abroad. You have to live here because they won't give you a permit. Like Switzerland or Austria won't give you a permit. If you have any question regarding this, just interrupt and ask. So, yes. Now we have our first presenter. That's Prab. Maybe you want to introduce yourselves at the very beginning, and then maybe start with studying how that has been for you coming from India, and then also your journey finding work.
So, hello everyone. My name is Prab, and very warm welcome to all of you to the University of Liechtenstein. Actually, I started my journey with the university around 1st September 2019. When I came here, it was an overall new experience for me. So coming from such a big country, India, and coming to the Liechtenstein, it was really good experience, like there are lots of diversified culture, but I didn't find any problem like with the people. Here I found the people are quite humble, nice, and they are always willing to help you. And as far as the like jobs are concerned, I applied few internships in companies, but unfortunately I don't speak German, but I'm working on that. So yeah, I got some rejections, but that's like part of my journey as well. But and I for the temporary purpose, I start working with McDonald's, so it's going good so far. And as like working in Liechtenstein, and I would say there are more companies than the inhabitant, but now the inhabitants are more, like 40,000 plus, and the companies are around like 36,000 plus companies in Liechtenstein. So as far as like jobs are concerned, we have mentioned few links over here. As we can see, first link is AMSFL. That is a like official Liechtenstein's agency. It's in the Shan, as well as they have a website. And few of my friends found good jobs here, and they were like German speaking. So as far as jobup.ch is concerned, it's a like quite good website. You can find many jobs related to like IT, related to finance, or like any kind of architecture job. There are like many job openings so far around the like whole Europe. And at last we have our own university's website, which is unicommunity.li. I would say I would recommend you to visit this website, because there are some internal openings in the university, which they often usually post there. So if I talk about the like some job placement agencies in Liechtenstein which are like physically available, they are like a job4you.ch, job.services, and mscpersonal.com. They are like I think the third one is in Morin, and the second one is like in Shan, and the fourth one is in like in Books, which is in Switzerland. So this is all about the like where you can find jobs related to like your profession. If you are not like getting something related to your profession, but definitely you will find something. My like friend who is also from India got a job from the community. He's working in Stably. It's a asset management company. So yeah, it's been like 1 year he's working there. Yeah. So overall, it was a good experience for me and for him as well. So, thank you.
I think one important thing you said that of German.
German, yes.
Yeah, would you like to say more about that?
So, like speaking German, I personally like experiences above like all the technical skills you have. I worked in back to India. I worked with IBM and I worked with Fidelity International as well. So when I just applied few internships, they said, okay, this is what exactly we are looking for. But unfortunately, you don't speak German, so yeah, we are not able to hire you at the moment. But work on your German and come back to us. So definitely we will like consider your file. So that was like all about like jobs and journey with the jobs.
Very good. Now you study information systems.
Yeah, exactly.
So about studying here, what was really different? What were the things you had to adjust to?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So if I
Sorry. I have to speak in the microphone for the questions. Thank you. Prab, you are studying information systems.
Exactly.
So, which challenges did you meet when you started studying? What was new to you, and what would you recommend information system students? What are the main points?
Okay, to be very precise, to be very precise, what I have find out some difference. What I was doing in India in my bachelor's, what I'm doing here is back to India we were writing everything, we were filling all the 44 sheets in the exam, but here it was my personal observation. You have to be really precise, what they are asking, you just need to mention that, but in India it's not sufficient, you have to do some extra. But yeah, here it's overall, I would say it's a short and crisp answers will be more scoring. And overall journey, I would say, with my masters is in India I was into some technical programs, but here I am getting a good theoretical knowledge about the how the things are being implemented and how the things are are changing around the world, how the automation is going on. So that's overall a good experience to know about. Personally, I'm from a BPM background, business process management. So yeah, for me it's a more interesting topics around the I would say course. Yeah.
Thank you. Questions?
Yeah, please go ahead if you have any questions.
Everybody's still shy, so that's good. Thank you, Prab.
Thank you.
So you should ask me questions because I didn't prepare a presentation.
Okay, so Hazel, this is your red dot. You have to stand here.
Okay.
Because you're going to be on camera there.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Hazel. I'm from Tunisia. I'm studying Masters in Finance here. And I will tell you about my experience in studying here and in working here. With what should I start?
Well, you saw the questions.
Yeah, again?
Okay. I'm coming close to you again.
Okay, welcome.
So, we're going back here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we would like, we would like to know from you, how did you deal with presentations, group work, and discussions?
Okay, actually, these three were my biggest weaknesses. But what I did is I tried to not keep them as weaknesses anymore and work through them a little bit to make them a neutral point, right? So if I have a presentation, I won't freak out, I won't sweat, but still I have a presentation. I won't like it, but I have presentation and I can make it. For group work, I learned how to express myself properly, how to discuss things, because back home I was not discussing anything. Discussion is not an option, right? So here I learned to deal with people, try to make them understand what I want to say and say it straightforward. Because as I said, in my culture it's a little bit different, and I figure out that here if I don't express myself, nobody will understand what I want to say, right? If you know what I mean. I guess I learned how to accept others' point of views, opinions. I worked through that actually, and it's a good thing to learn and to practice, because it makes your life easier, way easier, if you say what you want to say and let everyone know, so no misunderstanding in there. Yeah.
So maybe again back to the group work. What were your challenges in group work?
Yeah, this is the lack of discussion. I didn't discuss anything. I didn't share my point of view. I was just going with the flow, and sometimes it doesn't work like that. You have to stand for yourself. You have to say, I can do that, I can't do that, right? Because if you don't say what you want to say, they will just assume that you can do that work or that you will do that part, right? But be clear, and that's it.
Okay, now I think I have to come inside.
Yeah, sure.
Here. Sorry. And we need 1.5 meters. sorry. So I can take this off, yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a very interesting journey in relation to work.
Yeah.
And you got this amazing job now in a Liechtenstein company, but there were lots of struggles. So maybe, because not everything is easy. So if you can share that maybe, and how you...
Starting from the beginning?
Huh?
It's long.
It's okay. You will be brief. It's okay. But from the very beginning.
Okay.
So I mean, it's from students to students. We don't need to put like the pink screen on everything, but how it really was.
Okay. So I came here in 2017, October 2017, and I came here 6 weeks later than everyone because I had visa issues, right? So I came here in the middle of the semester. I didn't have any introduction week. Nobody showed me anything, and I spent 1 month maybe without going for groceries because I didn't know from where to do it, and it was like I was totally new, and they had exams right. I came here. So everything was hectic, and after that I tried to find jobs. I didn't speak German. I still don't speak German after 3 years. I'm not proud of that, but yeah. So I tried to apply for jobs, and everyone told me it's impossible. You're non-EU, you're not German speaker, you don't look like a German, and it's impossible for you to find a job. I tried hard, and I tried really hard, but it didn't work, right? And after that, I started with small jobs. Like I worked in kitchens, I worked like in restaurants. They even suggested me to work in farms. I was like, come on, guys, I came from far away, I can do that, right? And after that, I found a job in a bags factory. It was nice. It was like really good. And after that, I decided to go to Ivory Coast for an internship. It was in the African Development Bank. I don't know if you know it. It's a development bank. It's an organization basically. And I had a nice experience there for 6 months. And after that, I came back here. I thought that after this experience, I will find the best job ever, and like my German won't matter. But I was shocked because it didn't work. I came to the same jobs again, and I was working in Subway again, and things were a little bit hard because even in Subway they required German. So, but I still kept applying for jobs, and I got that job in LinkedIn. Right, so I applied for it. It was 50% IT and 50% finance internship. So, and my background is 100% finance. So I applied. I didn't respect the job description, and I applied. And after that, they asked me for German. I told them that I don't speak German. And they rejected me at the beginning because I didn't fulfill the requirements. And somehow later they decided to split the job to 50% IT and 50% finance. So they required two people instead of one, and they reconsider my application after for the finance part. And I told them that I don't speak German, and I told them that I can't work 50%, and they were fine with that, right? And they made me a 35% contract, and I speak English with my boss, and I'm through my second contract with them, like second internship. I know it's an internship, it's not a big deal, but for a non-EU who doesn't speak German, it's really a big deal. And guys, there is hope, always.
Very, very good. So, I know, Hesha, that you also had support from someone who is also in the room. What's the role of connections here in Liechtenstein?
I have a love story with people from Liechtenstein. They're like super nice, right? They're amazing. Like we have one, Samantha. And you have Trudy. Huh?
You're forced to say that?
Yeah, of course, you're just next to me. Yeah, Samantha, Trudy, they're amazing. Hilde, hi. Yeah, she's Swiss though, but it's fine. Yeah, so people here are like super nice, they're super helpful, and Asha as well.
Yeah.
She was nice, and actually, at the beginning, I thought there will be more Germanized people because it's a German-speaking country. So I thought they will be like a little bit distant, right? And I was really worried how the relationships will be with them. But after that, I figured out they're like super nice. Yeah, they're super outgoing and like super friendly. And yeah, she helped me to find a job. She helped me to find a job. Like everyone helped me to find a job, basically.
Yes, I mean the reason I say that it's not because we want to say we are so nice and we help you,
Yeah.
but because we knew people. We know people. That's connections, personal connections here are
Okay.
very important.
You wanted to talk about connections. Just tell me
No,
the
the-
term.
Yes, yeah, connections. It's connections
Yeah.
with people because it's a small community where everybody knows. So the best job recommendation here can be from a person the person knows. That's how it works here. I mean, you have to be good. And what Hazel told you, she didn't give up. She really, and I don't know how many job applications you wrote, right?
Hundreds.
Hundreds, yes. So sometimes you have to do hundreds to be successful.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. If you know someone who knows someone who's hiring, you get hired really faster. But if you don't know anyone, it can be challenging sometimes. It can be hard. It can be just a lot of pain to take it, and it will take longer. So just like make connection, and they're like super friendly here, so you can just build connections easily. It's not that hard, right? And don't give up. You look like a lot of you look like German speakers, right? So I don't have any problem with that. But for non-EU and non-German speakers, guys, don't give up. Try your best. Never respect the job description. Just apply. I told you, for me, I didn't fulfill maybe 60% of my job description, like 60%. I didn't know anything in IT. I'm not a German speaker, and I couldn't work 50%. I still applied, and it worked, and we work well with my boss now, and yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi everyone, welcome to the uni. I'm Diana. I come from Romania and I study architecture. And as Trudy said earlier, I came here 1 year and a half ago as an Erasmus exchange student. And like after a month, I liked it so much that I decided to stay and to finish my studies here. And yeah, last summer I decided that I also want to start working. And so I started sending my portfolio to several offices that I found in this area, like here in Austria, in Switzerland. And yeah, we were talking about connections and knowing people. From one of the offices, because I also don't know German, well, I didn't know back then, I received back an answer, and in that office there was another Romanian girl. She did the same as I did. She came like 7 to 10 years ago, and she studied here, and she decided to stay, and she started working. So that's how I got the interview, and yeah, since then I am working in this office. And I don't know, maybe I should talk a little bit more about...
Where is your office?
It's in Liechtenstein, in Bendern. How many of you are architects here? Okay, so quite a lot. Yeah. What is important to know if you want to apply for a job is that here offices usually work with BIM, so Archicad or Revit, and maybe you should also know Vectorworks. Yeah. And related to the studies, working helped me, like, it brought me in contact with people living here, of course, with talking German almost every day. And also, it helped me to see how people in this area see the life and what are their expectations from the way they live and what do they want and what do they pressure, and yeah. So it also helped me kind of find my way in my studies and enhanced the learning process at the university in the same time. And yeah, it also helped me find my subject for the thesis, because now I'm doing my master thesis. And yes, maybe you have questions, Trudy.
Yeah, one question. So maybe. Yeah, one question about studies. You know, what was different here, and because architecture is very different from business. So
Yes.
what would you recommend students? What would be important they do? What can they expect here?
Well, what I liked here, and that's one of the reasons I decided to stay, was the approach towards sustainability, because in Romania this is not really a topic, it's like super new and people just got to talk about it. But here it's really deep into detail, and most of the teachers are very connected to this topic and subject. And yes, even though the master program here is quite based on theory and more research, if you work in an office, it also brings this technical part that it's very important and makes the whole as an architect. And yeah, you should be open to a lot of discussions and like free discussions about what you actually think with your professors. And yeah, that's the only way you can find your way and see how it will go for you. And yeah, it will be a lot of presentations and also group work, but you should know that in most of the offices, it is related to group work, and you have to know how to work with people from different domains and how to talk to your clients and how to get the middle.
I would also like to mention, if you want to turn around and look at that beautiful quilt there. This was an introduction week project during a summer semester, and you were one of the people working on it. We did a head count with research how many nationalities are actually represented at the university. So it was over 60, right?
Yes.
So every country which was represented by students here has a dot there. So we decided to hang it up, and yeah. So Diana is also been helpful. You worked a lot of hours on that.
Yes, it was a lot of work.
It was a lot of
It took us
work.
the whole semester.
Yes, but we thought it was so nice, so we hang it up in one of the lecture halls. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you also.
And you will be the last ones. Yeah. So Mega has a job at the university. So maybe you want to say a little bit about that, and maybe also about studies. You are from?
I'm Mega, and I do my master's in information systems, second year now. I actually, starting from the job, I work for Trudy for International Office, but it's more based for ESN. ESN is Erasmus Student Network, and we try to help students who are coming to Liechtenstein and help them for living here or studying here, basically the student life here, where to go shopping, where to have fun. Earlier we had a lot of parties and a lot of events like Halloween and all that, but I think this year we won't be having a lot of events, but we will try to engage you all and try to make you all comfortable. We also do buddy programs. Maybe some of you got your buddies. So it was also organized through ESN. About learning culture, I would say something. I come from Nepal, which is very close to what Prab said, the education system there. And one of the main differences that I found was here it's a lot about self-learning, and universities, I think the professors expect you, when they give you certain materials, they expect you to really prepare and come to class and really discuss. And some of my best classes were where we all were prepared and we were really sharing our views, and then the professors are also sharing their views, and those are the most interesting classes, and actually those were really helpful for us in the exams as well. And some of you, and also I studied business before, and information system was really new to me. So if anybody can relate to me, like if they are not from information systems, the first thing you need to start is learning how to code, because majority of your projects and majority of your things. You won't be able to pass the semesters if you are not learning coding. And the professors are really helpful. They give you different materials. You can always go there and ask them, ask for appointments, which in my country was really different because professors used to always come to class and leave. And we were not a lot questioning in the class or really participating in the discussions. But here, especially for information system, classes are more practical based, so you have a lot of practicals. And also group work is really important because most of our projects and most of our subjects were projects, presentations, so you have to be really careful on if you are given an opportunity to choose your group, really choose people who are also good, and because at the end it's all about how you can manage, and your grades will really be as per that. Yeah, it was also a very new experience for me working in group works because back in my country I also did an MBA, and some of the projects were group work, but the main were written exams. And here maximum of like almost half of them are group works. What I also liked a lot is working with the companies. So this is one of the most important thing for me because you get to work with real companies and they give you real projects. So earlier in my first semester, I got to work with Swarovski for their blockchain project, and it's actually being implemented, and it really makes you feel good when you are actually contributing to a project. And also it helped me network with like one of the best companies, international companies, and they were really friendly. And we also, like even now, we have communications with them. And I think one last thing would be really to ask for help, and we are there to help you out. For me, at first, I was really timid and not really asking for help, asking questions. And for example, one little example is Hager here. And also we had some of them like Ellison and all, and they really helped me to know like how to prepare for exams, how to go shopping, how to be around in the university. And that's, I think, something really that I would suggest, that just open up and make friends and network. Yeah. Think.
If I can add something, you can. If I may add something to why she has that job she has now at the university, she did volunteer work before. Even if you don't find maybe a job right now, there are always things to do on a voluntary basis. There are associations you can get in contact with, and you were volunteering with ESN, right? You were already on the board, and she wasn't paid, but she did a lot of work for other students. So that helps you to get into jobs sometimes. So that's also an option that we wanted to mention. But now it's time for Samantha, right?
So hi everyone. I'm not a student, I'm working here, but as they said, networking is the keyword here in our university and in our country, because like the university is small, Liechtenstein is even smaller, because we're like related to half of the country. So we may know somebody who can help you further. And we can help you here at the university. So my job is I'm responsible for the career service coordination. We have some workshops and some events due to Corona. We don't know yet how and if and when they can happen, but they will happen somehow. And here you can see the online workshops that we have. Some of them are in German and some in English, and we're always here for you. So if you have any questions or inputs or whatever, you can send us an email to careerservice@uni.li, and we also do online CV checks. So if you want somebody of us to get over your CV, give you some tips, then you can just mail us. Here, the workshops, they want to help you and guide you through the application process. That's why we start with the personal USP. It's going to be announced when that workshop will happen, and then how to draft your professional application documents, and then like how to talk and stuff. That's in German at the moment. Maybe we're going to also have it in English. And then get ready for your job interview and so on. And our events, we're going to publish it as soon as possible when they're going to happen. And what else? Genau, you can find them on unicommunity.li. Maybe you can go to the next one. Like they also said, we have job offers here. We got it in English and in German. And there you can find some jobs at the university here or extern or whatever. You can just have a look there. And if you have questions or anything, just write me, and then we're going to find a way to get a job. Do you have any questions? No, that's awesome. Thanks.
So we have now the last presentation by Hilde, because we have an opportunity to fund Erasmus internships during your studies or also after your studies. And Hilde is the one responsible for it. Ich lasse dir den Point. Es hat zwei Slides. Du kannst schauen. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Hilde Zimmermann. I'm also part of the international office. I'm responsible for exchange students coming into Liechtenstein, so some of you I met already. Welcome. From my side, I also want to tell you, I've been also abroad. I've been traveling through South America. I spent 2 years in China and about 2 years in the United States. And sometimes I think I had the same feelings maybe as you came here. So especially China was totally different. But at the end, I also liked it. It was hard at the beginning, you know, like the food. People also are different, they think different. But you have also to give you time. It's not everything goes straight away. So give you time to settle down here. Okay, so as also Samantha said, we have opportunities for jobs you can see on the website. And we have the opportunity for you to give you funding through Erasmus, which means up to 12 months. We can pay you an internship. The job, for the internship job, you need like to search for yourself, but after you find one, or you also can come once to my office and we can discuss with you how to find it. We also have a cooperation with IAST, it's a company from Switzerland, which also offers jobs. Sorry about that. And also on our website, on the International Office website, you can find some information about our internships or practica, we sometimes say. Of course, it's in one cycle, it's 12 months possible. So if you change from a bachelor to a master, you're allowed to do another 12 months. Here, what is, I think, important also for you, what we can fund you. I mean, of course, you will be paid from the company, but from Erasmus, we can pay you an extra 470 euros or 420. It depends on the country where you want to go to. And there, it's a top of 200 euros per month. So that means at the end, we can pay you a 670 or a 620 each month. If you don't go a whole month, it will be just part we pay of it. So we count actually the days. And it's important, like you can go, of course, in a semester break. You have to go at least 2 months, but I think in the semester break, you have 2 months, or you can have a semester of leave. Just think about that before. As long as I know, we still have that you have to 2 weeks before the semester ends, you have to ask at the study service that you want to have a semester of leave, that you are not here at the university. So then it's the time that you want to do a practica, and then you can come back and start again. Okay? So I think that's the last slide, Julie, right?
We had that already. That was,
Okay.
That's accidentally. I can go back.
Yeah, so from my side, you also can just see me in my office or write me an email that you want to have an appointment if you are thinking about having a semester of leave or thinking about a traineeship, and then we can just also talk in face-to-face. Okay, yeah, Trudy just mentioned. Now we also have the opportunity when you finish studying here, so after your thesis, you can have a traineeship. Just tell us that before, because you have to be registered before, but after you graduated, up to 1 year, we still can pay you an internship. So when you think about leaving the university and doing an internship, we also can grant you an internship. But think about that before you leave, that you talk to me before, and we can settle everything, because we have to do that before you leave. But then it's still possible. Okay, so you may have some questions. Or as I said, just come by, our office is open. Whatever you need, or we give you kind of help. Okay. So then I wish you a good week. And most of you, I see you in this afternoon when we go to the Rathaus for your residence permit. Okay.
May I know the location of office?
The international office? Yeah, it's before you turn left to the cafeteria. It's the last office. I think we also have a banner outside. And we are so small, you will see, it's not that hard to find it. Okay.
So thank you, everyone. Some of our students had to leave because they have to go work or study. Everybody seems to be busy, but I hope this has given you some general information, a bit of overview. Maybe you're a bit overwhelmed already, but that's okay. As Hilde mentioned, everything takes time. I'm sure you find your space and you will feel comfortable after a while. And if not, you saw lots of people there to support you. So thank you very much. And I think the Erasmus students, the exchange students, we will meet now, right? Yeah, so we can stay here. We will be in that room. Okay, have a nice day. See you around. Thank you.